John Airy here with AintItCool.com, and I haven't talked to anybody who's excited about watching the new Amazing Spider-Man movie that's coming out soon. A lot of people tell me that they think the retelling of the Spider-Man story is kind of unnecessary, and that Sam Raimi explained all we need to know about Peter Parker in the first 2.5 movies, and he did it in a really nice, middle-of-the-road kind of way that wasn't too goofy or too dark. Spider-Man 1 and 2 were nearly perfect superhero movies that gave Marvel fans plenty to love. So unless you're going to present Peter Parker's story in a vastly different way, like Spider-Man in space, or Miles Morales as Spider-Man, or a silly kid-friendly Spider-Man, why do it? So this whole Amazing Spider-Man reboot thing got me thinking, what are some superhero movies that really deserve a good reboot or a good makeover? And let's stay away from the obvious stuff. I mean, Punisher's already had 3 tries. Green Lantern, Daredevil, Green Hornet, and Wolverine are too new. No, I'm going to try and be a little less obvious, for the most part. Here are my top 5 superhero movies that deserve a good reboot, in chronological order. Number 1, Danger Diabolik. This Italian movie from the late 60s is like if James Bond decided to use his abilities for evil. He kills and steals his way through the film with the help of his super hot girlfriend, an amazing underground lair, and a memorable yet simple costume. While it's a movie that doesn't necessarily need to be remade, it's pretty amazing on its own, and this character definitely deserves to be discovered by a new generation. Next up on my list, Flash Gordon. I grew up loving this movie. It was a giant spectacle full of flying birdmen, bright colors, a menacing bad guy, tons of goofy special effects, and a gloriously dumb theme from Queen. Kurt Russell was offered the part of Flash originally, but according to an interview with Starlog magazine, he turned it down because he thought the character lacked personality. And that's one of the main problems with the film. Sam Jones is pretty to look at, but every time he speaks, it becomes painfully obvious this version of Flash has nothing going on behind the eyes. Luckily, all of the other characters in the film are terrific, with real motivations played by excellent character actors. George Lucas's prequels turned the modern space epic into a soulless CG fest. Here's a great opportunity to right some of those wrongs. Number 3, Eliminators. It's like The Avengers, but with a Charles Band budget. The acting is terrible, the script is weak, and some of the action is poorly choreographed. What it does have going for it, though, is a badass mandroid, a super smart scientist played by Denise Crosby from Star Trek The Next Generation, a ninja, and a cheap knockoff Han Solo riverboat captain.
We got robots, we got cavemen, we got kung fu. What is this anyway? Some kind of damn comic book?
Why does this deserve to be rebooted? Cyborgs kick ass, especially when they're backed up by ninjas as they battle cavemen. On to number 4, Masters of the Universe. Kids of the 80s unite! Chances are you saw this film with high expectations and left the theater feeling a little depressed. Unfortunately, the world of Eternia can't be filmed on a limited budget with the technology of 1987. I respect the heck out of this film for what director Gary Goddard has tried to do. It has action, it has respectable performances from Dolph Lundgren and Frank Langella, and the beautiful Meg Foster. What it did not have, though, is Battle Cat, Orko, Trapjaw, Snake Mountain, or much of Eternia. Worse, it was produced by Canon Films, who had already started pre-production on Masters of the Universe 2 for a fifth of the cost of the original. It was to star surfer Laird Hamilton as He-Man. The sets were built, the costumes created, but as Canon Films collapsed, the project was quickly turned into Jean-Claude Van Damme's Cyborg. That's no way for He-Man to go out. Eternia is an epic world of wizards and barbarians with laser guns and giant beasts, one that would be amazing to witness under the right circumstances. And last on the list, and I know it's obvious, Batman. What's great about The Dark Knight is that you can tell his story using just about any tone or style. If you look at the different cartoon incarnations of Batman, they just about all work tonally, even though they are radically different. Whether he's fighting crime with Scooby-Doo, or swinging through an Art Deco-styled Gotham, or teaming up with his fellow superheroes in the lighthearted yet action-packed The Brave and the Bold, or taking on high-tech bad guys in the future. Batman works in any setting or situation you place him in. Christopher Nolan's Batman movies are dark and slightly depressing, and I thoroughly enjoy them. I believe Joel Schumacher's vision could have worked if he had just used more restraint and a writing team that respected the characters more. My favorite live-action incarnation of the character is from the fan film Batman Dead End, where the Dark Knight fights some famous sci-fi bad guys. There's even a little bit of awesome in seeing the Turkish bootleg Batman, where the dynamic duo uses their sweet ninja skills to beat up bad guys and rescue rape victims. With Batman, we could feasibly see different versions of the character that make sense for superhero geeks like me, and that make financial sense for the studios. He's just about the perfect cinematic superhero. Well, those are just 5 of my fantasy superhero projects I'd love to see rebooted. What are yours? You can leave your comments below, and keep checking back in with AintItCool.com for more news and reviews. I'm John Airy.